Good morning everyone, welcome back to the Big Rig Racing YouTube channel. My name is Mitch. If you haven't been here before, if you have, again welcome back. I'm a very excited young man today. We are heading off to the next round of the northern swing, I guess you'd call it, of the supercars, second weekend in Townsville. And this weekend I'm especially excited because they have the Excels up here now. From what I've counted, I think there's about 36 Hyundai Excels that'll be racing around the Reid Park circuit here, which I'm just about to drive past here in a second. And I think it's going to be a really good race, particularly because there's some corners on this track which are not really suited to front-wheel drive cars and more suited to rear-wheel drive cars. So I'll see if I can get to some of those corners today and show you, because I think there may be a few wild moments on the track. I was asked if I was going to be racing this weekend a few times from some different people. The answer to that is no. My car's nowhere near ready to get out on the track. They do offer a class here this weekend for the local guys. It's the Super Sprinters. It's just a mixture of a whole range of different cars. You can go out there and it's literally just running against the clock to see what times you can set on this circuit. I could have gotten out in the XL. I just have to bolt the seat to the floor. You don't need a cage. They make a dispensation for cars that aren't caged, things like that. What they do need is just to have like your whole safety gear, like helmet, things like that. No issue. But I didn't want to go and try and slap something together really quick just to make something work, just so I could get out on track when my car is just not ready yet. It's I feel like if I tried to make it or put it together really quickly, I'll be fixing a lot more things after that. So I'd rather take my time, spend a bit of time getting it all ready and doing it properly and getting it out on track. The good news is that the Drive It facility, the track that's being built up here, it has been started construction. The skid pan out there, I think the track is meant to be started the next thing on the list to get done once the skid pan is finished, and then they will be going to opening that up for racing. What makes it even better is that I found out recently that there are now 7 XLs either being built, are built, or planning on being built here in Townsville. That is an absolutely woeful reverse park, which is awesome. I'm really stoked about that. I know some of the guys that are planning on doing the builds are very excited to get as many cars out there as possible. Which will be awesome to have heaps of cars out there ready for when the first race happens, whenever the track's finally built. Can't get too close because I've got to get the back gate open. That'll do. Alright, so I pulled up here. There's only one access point to this track this weekend. That is through gate 1 across a new bridge they've just built, and I'll take you up there now and show you on the way and have a bit of a chat. Alright guys, like I mentioned before, we've got 36 XLs up here this weekend racing around on this track, and it's going to be actually really exciting because last weekend when they had the Aussie tin tops up here and the super sprinters, all the fans actually preferred the support categories over the supercars. So hopefully this weekend they put on a bit more of a show as well, and it becomes a bit of a, hopefully becomes an annual event, because I'd love to be out there racing my car on this track. So we're heading up to the entry gate now. We still have a long time to go before we get in. Gates open at 7:45. I think it's about 20 past 7 now. It's not too long, I guess, but we'll get in there as soon as possible. We already have a bit of a line starting to form. We've got to remember our 1.5 metre social distancing rule. Have a look at this. You see all those people lining up. so we're now inside the track, and unfortunately this year we can't go to every different part of the track. There's only certain parts we can actually go to watch the racing due to COVID measures and being a COVID safe event. If you have a look here, that's coming through turns 5 and 6 and heading down to turn 7, and you go through 8, 9 and then back down the back stretch towards turn 10, 11 and back down the front stretch, which is on the other side of the pit garage. But this section down here, that section through turn 5 and 6 will actually provide some really great racing because they come through there with a bit of speed, and I'm hoping we get a bit of action. Thank you. Morning, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good. So I'm hoping there'll be a bit of action coming through there, but then also through turns 7, 8 and 9 will be a bit crazy there, some good passing opportunities, and we'll see how we go. Now, a few guys have actually reached out to me as well, wanting to catch up, which is really thankful. They were going to try and get me some passes into the pits so I can go and have a look at the cars, because I physically have not seen a car up close in person yet. I'm literally just building this car off internet research and photos, so I was hoping to get in there, but this will be the first time I'll actually get to see a car racing here on the track and get going. So once my car gets built and we can get a series going, or I can get down south down to Brisbane and race down there, it'll be wonderful. But at the moment we're just seeing the cars race for the first time and enjoying the sights and sounds of the Excels up here in Townsville. So hopefully I'm hoping I can get into the pits and get some good footage in there for you guys, but if not, it'll just be around the track today and tomorrow. And tomorrow we've got a special guest joining us for our trip to the supercars round tomorrow, so I'll fill you in that either this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Some of these guys getting around the track are doing incredible speeds through the section where I thought they'd be absolutely loose. These cars are sticking to the ground, which is just amazing for me. So I'll show you a little bit. Alright guys, as you can see, I did actually make it into the pits, which I'm absolutely stoked about. Big thanks to a specific person, won't name names because I don't think I'm meant to be in here, that got me in. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for doing that. As you can see, we have all the XLs out here getting ready. The supercars are out on track. These guys have just gone in and done their first practice. As you would have seen just before, absolutely fantastic action. And now I'm just walking around having a chat to a few people and learning a lot, which I'm really stoked about. So we'll get some more footage and we'll see how the day pans out. So qualifying's about to begin. These guys are heading out, I think, for 20 minutes, a 20-minute session. They're all just getting ready now, and then they'll head on out. And then straight up after that is the first race. So 1 race today, 2 races tomorrow, and then that's then done for the weekend. So a good field of cars here this weekend. Alright, time for race 1 of this weekend. They've had practice qualifying, on to race 1 now. It's actually going to be a pretty awesome race. I didn't realise how nimble and quick these little cars are. When I say quick, quick for a little 4-cylinder car like that, and nimble, that they actually get around quite easily around corners, and and do pretty well. So they're lining up now. They're heading around the track, and we'll try and catch them on off the start coming down the main straight. So hopefully they won't be too far away. We might even move down a little bit close to this corner down here, and we can see them heading into the first, essentially second turn. Yeah, having an awesome day. Meeting some great people, learning a lot, a few little tricks, but yeah, awesome day so far. So want to be out there right now racing with these guys. This is absolutely awesome. Blown away. Small cars, bunch of fun. Here they come. Alright, so as we move to another place where we get a better view of these guys racing around the track, they're doing a 30-minute, I believe it's a 30-minute race today, 2 30-minute races tomorrow, and that's then done for the weekend. But it's essentially 5 sessions on track of about 20-30 minutes each, and absolutely just going hell for leather, enjoying a grand old time. And just as I get here, they're currently under safety car. And that's race 1 done. So I'm not too sure. I was walking back when the race finished. There was a couple of safety car periods in there where there was a bit of an accident, and Will Brown hit the wall pretty hard, bent the chassis, bent one of the left-hand front rail. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can get back out. But yeah, a few safety cars, and we'll see how they all pull up after they come back in after half an hour on track. Got a bit of congestion up here, people hitting the scales. That's the day done. Heading home, gonna edit this video, but hey, I'm absolutely stoked that I got to hang out with the guys back there in the XL race cars in the XL series. Everyone was so welcoming and really friendly and willing to just offer advice and just let me just have a look at cars and different parts, and obviously not everything, but really just allow me to check things out and see what it's going to be like when I actually do get my car built and start racing here in Townsville. We massive thanks must go to Jason Hannigan, Jason Beggs and Riley Beggs from XL Cup race team for allowing me just to hang out and just to literally just shadow them and see how they go about it. I think that was Riley's second race meeting, and he put it on P5 in the first race, P5 in qualifying, and I think it might have been P6 in the first practice, so awesome job by him. But yeah, absolutely stoked for today. Really happy that I got to hang out and just learn and look at some things that I can then apply to my car and get it ready for when we have to go and race. So right now there is my car being built. Cade Crawford was racing today. He was in the XLs. How you going, guys? Yeah, good. He was in the XLs, and there's also 5 other XL cars being built at the moment here in Townsville. So that's 7 cars that we potentially could have out there for when the track's built. And then I also spoke to Paul Morris, and he goes, mate, we'll bring our cars up as well. So I mean, what, that's 3, so there's 10 more, or 10, 3 more cars, 10 cars total, and then whoever else wants to come up and join in when the track's built, which from what I hear could be early next year, which will be awesome. So we'll get in the car, we'll head home, and we'll get something to eat because I'm absolutely starving. Alright guys, final thoughts on today, heading home after seeing my first XLs in a race. Obviously being up in Townsville, we don't have the XLs come up here or have XLs racing. That's why I'm building my XL to try and get a series going up here or continue on as a round of the Queensland series. Because once our track's built, it's the perfect opportunity for people in North Queensland to actually go and get in a one-make series and go and race. And after seeing them today, they're absolutely fantastic. I'm blown away by how quick they are when you get up close. Not necessarily when you watch them from afar, but they're still relatively quick. How everyone does something different. They all do things differently in terms of setting up their car, in terms of, say, cold air intake. Might have a different radiator setup, different catch can, oil catch can. So everyone does things differently, but it's still all really competitive. And I think what it really comes down to is, one, driver ability, and really knowing how to work the car, especially a front wheel drive car, where the back can step out a fair bit. And 2, just maintaining your vehicle, and when you find an issue, try and solve it instead of just trying to patch it up and fix it to get through. They seriously look like an incredibly fun class to race in, and I really wish I was out there racing this weekend with everyone. To people that are maybe watching this that were racing today, well done. Thank you for letting me walk around and just stare at your car like I was just being weird. But for me, being able to see one of these cars in real life instead of in pictures was awesome. And being able to get into the pits in the paddock area and seeing the cars and hanging out with the guys from Excel Cup was just a really, really great time for me, because again, we don't have the opportunity to do this, and the closest track for us to go and do this would be down in Brisbane, which is an hour and 45 or 2-hour plane flight from Townsville. So thank you for everyone who was welcoming and letting me ask questions, and really just allowing me to immerse myself in with the other Excel team, and really just allowing me to pick your brains, gain a little bit of knowledge, a few tricks and tips, which I'm sure won't allow me to set the world on fire when I first start, because I'm sure I'll be a little bit slower, but it'll allow me to get ahead a little bit. Yeah, really stoked with how everything went. Thank you to the person that allowed me to get into the pits, gave me the pass. I won't mention names, but because I probably technically wasn't allowed to be in there, but thank you to that person, thank you to everyone that allowed me to do it. I'm sorry there wasn't much racing footage, because for me just being around the cars was just really special. So I know they're not anything special, they're just Excel race cars to most people, but for me, building one and actually able to be seeing one, put my hands on it, was a really special thing for me. So thank you to everyone. That wraps up day 1. Tomorrow, day 2, I'll be outside on the viewing areas watching from different positions. Like I mentioned at the start, I'll have someone special with me, and you'll have to tune in tomorrow to find out who that is. But until then, thank you for tuning into the Big Rig Racing YouTube channel. For those that don't know, I'm 6'10", and I'm trying to make myself fit into a tiny little XL race car, hence the name Big Rig Racing. It's not because I drive trucks. I'm just trying to make my big self fit in something small. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow.